Roller, roller, roll. Historic baseball. Talk. Coast, coast, border, border. How can you finish baseball players and all the other stuff we do? When I was down, obviously, the song is Helen and the Trash Pandas, and I played it at the Michigan State tailgate this last Saturday, which was the best part of the day. I feel like it was the only competitive part of the day. Joined by my co-host, as usual, Rudy Swampbox Frias. Rudy, before I tell you about my weekend, tell us about your weekend.
Oh, I went down to Lake Snowden, which is, I believe,
where Edward's hanging out and hiding.
Yes, I know. It's his asylum. No, I think it's like technically Albany, Ohio, which is about 20 minutes south of Athens for the Paw Paw Festival. My family, we do it every year. Michelle and I have been doing it. We've been going there since I don't know, since like 2011, something like that, 2010. And yeah, had a great weekend with the family at the Paw Paw Festival. Have you ever had a Paw Paw there, Barrel Roller?
A Paw Paw is that anything like a Meemaw?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Meemaw, but it's not.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they're great. They're delicious.
No, I have no idea
I
what you're talking
love
about.
pawpaw. Pawpaw is Ohio's largest native fruit. It might be Ohio's only native fruit. I'm not sure, but it's like a mango and a banana had a baby, and it's wrapped in a pear. Um, and
Okay, so the funniest thing about citrus fruits,
yeah,
is I don't like mango, telegram for mango, and I don't like any of the cantaloupe or any of that family.
Okay.
My entire life. But now all of a sudden, now within the last 2 months, I enjoy the green one. What is the green one?
Honeydew.
Yeah, honeydew. I can eat honeydew melon now, and I like it. It has to be firm because I have a texture issue with the melon.
Ooh.
But I love the taste.
You won't like a
but
pawpaw.
yeah, but I can't taste. I don't like any of the other ones. But it's weird how our taste buds change, and I can all of a sudden, over 50 years old, enjoy the honeydew melon. That's weird.
That's called growth, buddy. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. But the pawpaw is like a custard. And you can make anything with it. I particularly like Jackie O's pawpaw wheat, which is a 9.5 alcohol content, and it is delicious, and it is only made for like 3 weeks out of the year in September, and then it's gone. So it's but music, feral children, drinking, it's a great time.
So as we wait for our guest, I am talking to him right now. So he is saying I never emailed him, and I have the proof in front of me that I did on Thursday. So I'm going to email him again, unless I sent it to the wrong address, but I feel like I copied it. My weekend started with going to the Michigan State game, as I do. Let's see how this works. And we do a big tailgate there. I go to every home game. We are in a church parking lot, and we always have a food theme. It was Italian this year, but you know what I do is I like to do a theme inside of a theme. So this year I did kebabs. So whatever they come up with for the food theme, I'm making kebabs. It's like a dream inside a dream inside a dream inside a dream inside. So I did that. I did an antipasto kebab, and I did an Italian beef and sausage kebab. And all of our food is always delicious. You really have to step up your game at this tailgate. And then we did our walk to the game. And then damn it if everything didn't go downhill after that, because Michigan State was severely outplayed, severely outmanned. They have a super senior at quarterback at Washington, and let me tell you what, he's not going to play in the NFL. Don't get excited. He did not look that great, but Michigan State's defense looked that bad. This guy was throwing floaters all over the place, and he was throwing them right where he needed to. He had great anticipation of where the receiver was going to end up by the time the ball came down, but this guy has no zip on his passes. Nothing for anybody to fear.
Was this expected? Was this a fear going into this game? Was
it expected to lose? Yeah. Was it expected to get blown out?
Okay.
Oh, Mark said he found the email that he says I didn't send him.
Oh.
We're going to admit him right now, but we're not going to talk to him as a penalty. Mark has to serve a 2-minute penalty for not reading emails. Okay, so we're going to bring in our guest, Mark Pisanello, right here in a second. No, but you're not allowed to talk. Okay. You have a 2-minute penalty for not reading emails. And we're going to finish what we were talking about while we were waiting for it. Anyway, so Washington's much better than Michigan State. We knew we were going to lose with Mel Tucker getting fired. I don't even think you can use that as an excuse. We don't have the athleticism to hang with a team like Washington right now. And our quarterback is not good. This Noah Kim, who keeps moving around looking for a team so he can make it to the NFL. Him and his father are in for a bad, rude awakening. They're not going to the NFL. So, yeah, we're a middle of the road team. We're going to play Maryland next week. We're going to play Tua's brother. We'll probably get beat in a close one.
Okay.
But we enjoyed the first 2 weeks of the season when we played the lesser thans and whatever. We're just hoping to get 6 for a bowl game. I guess I shouldn't say we, because it's only my opinion.
No,
you're
a part of that team. You say we. You hear me?
We hoping to go to a bowl game anyway. And then on Sunday it's the NFL Red Zone. Rudy, you know this. All I do on Sunday is watch football. The Dolphins were on Sunday night. It was a close game throughout because they have the best coach in NFL history. And no matter how much better the Dolphins are than the Patriots, and it's a lot, we're a lot better than the Patriots.
Are the Dolphins a top 5 team?
I'm not ready to say it.
Okay.
They're top 10.
Okay.
But an interdivision road game, we didn't have to go to New England in the middle of winter. It was a big win. So a lot of football in my life this last weekend, and we'll talk about what's coming up in my life. And Rudy, we'll talk about what park is coming up in your life, or what is the family activity you have planned, the hike, the hiking, or whatever it is next weekend. But now, after serving his penalty, is Mark Pisanello from the Alliance Crossing Rails from Ohio. Mark, welcome to the show, my friend.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
It's going good. Let me give you, I feel like you deserve a little bit of a better.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Do you know who you're talking to? Come on.
I do know who I'm talking to. Believe me.
Look at the background.
I did bust out.
This gentleman comes from the Crossing Rails Baseball Club of Alliance, Ohio. He is the 2022 Frankenmuth Vintage Baseball Festival Captain Match Most Valuable Ballist. He is the 2023 Mightiest Striker from the Akron Cup against the mightiest of competition in a full bracket. He is Mark Pisanello.
There we go.
Oh, geez.
That's quite the resume, Mark. How's that feel to have that resume?
Oh, well, I think my wife's in the other room rolling her eyes right now. So
yeah, then it's great. It feels good.
Well, it's a good thing your wife didn't see the post I made earlier. So here's the thing. I made a post earlier on Facebook and I cropped out Mr. Terwilliger from the picture that you two took together with your belts. And
Hey, Mark, do you want to see what the post? Do you want to see what the post looked like, Mark?
Should I jump on Facebook real quick?
No, hang on. Wait a second.
It's not there. I fixed it.
My stupid background is ruining this. Give me 1 second. I pulled up the thing and I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna like it and everything. And I was like, this is gonna be great. This is what it looked like. Hang on, get in there, stupid. It was just a picture right there. It was the business section, is what they call it.
Business.
It was the pelvic region.
Oh man, that is pretty good though.
I said barrel roller. Our female listenership's gonna double.
Yeah, so I didn't realize when I was cropping the picture that's the way it was going to look. So I just cropped it. I put it in. It did not look like that when I was doing the post, and then I just sent it and went on my merry way. So I don't know how long it was up there like that until Rudy sent me a message and it's like, hey. So I apologize. Mark, it's good to see you. I feel like I'm your agent. You have all of those credentials on your resume now of all these things I've invented that mean absolutely nothing, but they sound really good.
They mean something. They mean something to the guys on my team, because I'll tell you what, the amount of crap I get for having that belt for my team. If I pop up to second base, oh, where's that mightiest striker at right now? I'm like, oh, here we go.
Rudy, he's got the belt over his shoulder. What an awesome guest to bring the bling.
Oh, I got to. That thing's awesome. So we have our home tournament in the end of August usually, and I wore it like in between games, and you should have saw the Cleveland Blues. They were just like the amount of like eyes rolling, looking. Oh, here we go. They were giving me crap. I was like, oh, come on.
And I think it goes without saying, Mark, they're just jealous.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's how they can't express their feelings. They're not evolved adults, and they can't like talk about it. So they're just acting out of jealousy. So don't, Hey,
to my teammates, particularly Nate Heater, I know you're going to be listening. Logan Bishop, Tyrese, Jared Grimes, all these boys that hit the long ball, they give me crap. Let me see you do it in a competition, okay? Right? Until you go all the way in the competition. Right?
Oh, competition's different. It's like sitting at home on your couch watching Wheel of Fortune, and you get all the puzzles, and you're like, easy, and then you go there, and it's a whole different ball game. Oh, yeah. Did you have any jitters there, Mark, during the competition?
Oh, dude, I might have set a single hour record of caffeine drank pregame. I was ready to go. I was ready. No, that was so fun. That was honestly a top 3 like moment in vintage baseball for me. I love that. I come to dude when you're facing Adam, Mike, Finney, like these legends that just hit bombs. Because if those the distance of those things, I mean, we were foot or two sometimes made the difference. Like anybody could have took it. It was fun.
It was a great time. And for the listener out there, you can go to the YouTube channel and see clips. You'll be able to see all of Mark's best furthest hits, his bracket winning hits, as well as almost all of the competitors that took place in the Mightiest Striker. And there were some bombs hit for sure.
Okay, wait. I also have to mention, because he will murder me.
Yeah.
My father-in-law was the pitcher, and he takes half the credit. Okay.
Well, he should. He should.
We also, and he wants me to probably say it too. So I actually I'm 2-0 in home run derbies. I did one. Yeah, I did one in actual baseball right after college, and he actually threw to me. So he said he's the secret ingredient. So
love it.
Well, Mark, two things. Logan Bishop finished second in the first Mightiest Striker we ever did. I think he lost by like 6 feet.
We grew up playing baseball together, like same age. Love Logan, and we are so competitive with each other with this thing. And he actually, so that first home run derby I talked about was in the same one, and we were in the finals together, and I beat him.
Oh,
Awesome. Well, what that win gets you in the Mightiest Striker is you have automatic admittance into any Mightiest Striker in the future.
Ooh,
so it's almost like
the Masters.
The Masters. Yeah, it's just like that. So
that's a lot of people have called the Mightiest Striker the Masters of vintage baseball community. So I mean, a lot of people. A lot of people are saying that. Yeah.
Oh, good.
We need to take that idea all the way up, though, because I'm telling you, that idea for instead of a home run derby in the MLB, I want to see the guy in the MLB that strikes out 4 out of 5 times, but when he hits it, it goes 500 feet. I don't care how many they hit in a minute. What's that?
I love that. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, I like the fact that my favorite part of my brainchild is that you can't sit back and just take pitches. And
yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you're going to have to go outside the box a little bit, and it's not going to be in your wheelhouse, but you still got to try to maybe go to right center with it, wherever the pitch is. So you got to deal with it, and you can't think about it too much. You get 10 pitches, 6 swings. So
I thought it was a great idea. I loved it.
Oh, of course you love it. You won it, Mark. No one, there is no way somebody wins that and says, terrible idea. Terrible. Look at this belt over my shoulder. I hated it. Mark, thanks for joining us once again and giving us an hour of your time, which is about what it's going to be. So your wife is going to roll her eyes about 17 times, but tell us how you came across vintage baseball and how you got involved in it.
Okay. So my brother Brent, who you've had on, he took the team. So we have our big festival in Alliance, and they used to play a game. They didn't play any other teams. I think it was just kind of like an inter squad thing during our festival. And the event stopped, and they asked for him to take it over. He's like, sure. We had no clue what we were doing. And at the time, this is like 2007. So I was in 7th grade. And so I joined really early. So, I mean, it was everybody older. It was all my brother's friends, family. So our team has been friends and family forever. Like half of our team is literally my relative, for better or worse.
Yeah.
But no, I love those guys. But so like 7th grade, I joined it with my brother, just saying, yeah, sure, I'll play. And I'll tell you what, I'm being serious, because I think this is a pretty unique experience. Growing up with vintage baseball because I played college baseball and a little bit after college too, made me a better baseball player. Particularly infield. No glove, just the mechanics of getting down and feeling the freaking ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because that glove, it gives you so much extra. Like, so I coach for our local high school. I teach at our high school. I bring a vintage baseball every now and then.
Nice.
I'll hit them some ground balls with it, and every now and then, like some kid will want to try a fly ball. I'm like, dude, I want to break your finger. But yeah, so I've been playing since 7th grade just because my brother took over the team, and I was like, yeah, I'll play.
No pressure, but your brother's episode is the 4th highest downloaded episode in Roller Algebra history. Out of 212 episodes we've done, he's number 4.
It's because he's the big ticket. Dude, my brother, he's a showman. I mean, like he knows how to. Dude, he told me, like, he was prepping for your guys' podcast. He's like, I'm gonna hit him with the legal stuff.
Oh gosh.
Like, it's a perspective that I think is unique that nobody's brought to the podcast. I was like, go for it.
Dude, number one, no, there hasn't been a reveal like his when they joined the Zoom ever. Like, he's the top of he's the top of the mountain, because we're like, oh, here comes Brent, and it opens up, and he's got like many leather-bound books.
Oh no, that was planned. That was planned. 100%.
I was like,
he was like, no, like if I'm gonna lawyer it up, I'm going to my office. I'm setting like legal documents behind me.
it was.
Oh my God, it worked. It worked. It was amazing. It was a little bit intimidating to interview somebody sitting there in an office situation with all of the books, the smell of mahogany. He he did well. If you go back, it's season 4, episode 8. Wasn't even that long ago. April 25th. It was with the Georgetown Gentlemen were also on that episode. The darlings of the vintage baseball community.
Very true.
So Mark, you said the infielding improved due to the vintage baseball because now you're catching everything with your bare hands, and then you go and you got this big glove on your hand. And you're like, whatever. How was it in the beginning? Because you're in a different situation than 99% of the vintage ball out there is. You did this at a young age. Your brother started a club, and so you're doing this from a very young age. So I guess I can't even ask you how it was to learn how to catch a bare baseball because it was rather early in your baseball life. What age was it when you started?
So probably 13.
Yeah.
No.
And how many years of baseball did you play up until you were 13?
Well, I've played since I was, like instructional league. So when you first start, and my brother Brent and my brother Joe, I was doing wiffle ball in the backyard with them even before that. So baseball is like, it's my thing.
Did you ever even have any fear of the baseball? The vintage baseball?
No, I was the left fielder back then. So I used to play left field like up until we had a really good shortstop, and then he left and I took over for that. But no, because I looked up to the older guys, like little brother type deal. So instead of being scared, I just kind of it's an ego thing. Like I wanted to impress them, and I feel like, I don't know. It just made me better. I was never scared. The getting used to catching it. So we played bound for a long time. So there was and the milk boy jokes came out a lot. And I was like, you know what? I'm not a milk boy. Okay. I'm gonna catch it in the air. So I started doing that a little bit. Cause it did take a couple years to get used to it. Cause it pops out of your hand for a while. But then it came to me. But I don't know. It was a pretty cool experience.
I'm not familiar. Go ahead, Rudy.
But I have this vision of Mark being like, I'm not a milk boy. I'm a milk man.
I'm a milk man, okay?
and going out there as a child, throwing his hands up at line drives.
Okay, so when I started, okay, I was young, but like I matured early. So I could throw pretty hard back then. And I didn't have the concept of like when you hit the cutoff, like just get it to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like my dad played back then, long time. My dad was old. He's passed away now, but freaking he was the pitcher, and there was a play at the plate. And I remember, again, ego thing. I was like, I am gonna throw this as hard as I freaking can. Yep. And I shattered his finger. Like his finger was like I kept doing it, and I remember he gave me crap to like forever. But it took our shortstop to scream at me. He was like, "Listen, dude, you're breaking everybody's fingers." And I was like, "Well, I was 7th grader. I don't know. I was just trying to look sweet." But
this is hitting a spot for me, Barrel Roller, because I can only just speculate that Mark's ability has started from playing with brothers who were older than him and them not letting up on him. So it was like, I gotta keep up and meet them, which is very reminiscent of my little brother, who would be against me and Ian, and then same thing, he would play infield and purposely bobble a ball to make the throw closer at first base when he was throwing to Ian, just because he knew he had a cannon and he could do it. So like, and he never stopped.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What hits my spot is the fact that I just noticed over Mark's left shoulder is the anchor from the captain's match MVP at Frankenmuth Vintage Baseball Festival. He's got both of my items up there. I am just delirious with the glory that I feel right now.
Well, with so as far as captains goes, so me and my brother right now we're like a dual captain, we're co-captains, I guess. I like to think he's more of the GM and I'm more of like the manager.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He does the scheduling, other team stuff. I make sure we have 9 guys. That type of deal. But
how do you like that? Making sure you have 9 guys. At what point of the weekend do you start getting the I'm not gonna make it? Does that happen early or late in the week for you?
So I have another probably unique experience with this because I have a bunch of people I can always call.
Jeez.
I do. I have like endless people, and we used to have too many people when we first started. So you get like the 16 guys, 17 guys showing up, and then once you're through the order, it's the 8th inning. You're like, oh my god, like I got to swing one time. We have a good number right now, and I have like reserve guys I can always call. So again, I coach.
I know.
Like I have an endless like.
You got a farm system.
I have a farm system. I really do, and I could take advantage of it more than I do. I don't.
But you don't. But you don't have to.
I don't.
You don't because you don't have to.
Correct.
If you had to, you would.
Well, like, so to me, our team's always been like a family first thing, and we love that. So, like my Uncle Joe, the legendary outlaw, everybody remembers Uncle Joe. Like he's still pitching. He's still going fair foul. Like, and I'm gonna play him every time over anybody else. I don't care. He's my Uncle Joe. He's a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break right now. We're gonna let Mark catch his breath as we bring in Jeff Kozlowski of the Greenfield Village La-Di-Da's to give us a live news break.
Thank you, guys. I got to dust off Jonathan McLean here. Excuse me.
Jonathan McLean.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. This is your Roller Out the Barrel news break for Tuesday, June 7th, 1881. I'm Jonathan McLean. Dateline, Providence, Rhode Island. The Grays had a rough game yesterday as they took a whitewash from the ball club out of Cleveland, Ohio. Speculators noted that neither team could hit worth a cent, with only Mr. York, the number 9 batter, having the only one really of note. Cleveland's runs all came in the 4th inning off of 4 hits and 4 errors. A base on balls being scored as an error was only compounded by the poor umpiring of Mr. Powers, who was terrible on both sides, but Providence was harmed the most. Final score, Cleveland 4, Providence 0. In other games, Detroit did some whitewashing of their own by beating the Troy Haymakers 2-0. Both of the Detroit runs came in the 3rd inning, while Troy was never able to push any runs across. The little that was written about the game only stated that Mr. Cassidy, the Troy center fielder, played wretchedly. In what was easily the best game of the weekend, Princeton University beat Harvard 6-5 in a 10-inning contest. While it saw plenty of missed balls and fumbles, it saw manly play with one ballist spraining his ankle while crossing home and Mr. Nichols gutting out a thumb injury he sustained in the 2nd inning. The umpiring was referred to as unsatisfactory, but 1,800 people still attended, including many of the fair sex. We counted 3 games today. There will not be a 4. Today's news break was brought to you by A.W. Mitchell Engraving. Metal engraving so talismanic, it would bring a French woman back from the brink of suicide. I'm Jonathan McLean, and this has been your Roller Out the Barrel news break.
All right. Oh, thank you, Jonathan McLean. And before he leaves, Jeff Kozlowski has a question for Mark Pisanello.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. So Mark, it's great to see you again. I feel like our paths have crossed a few times here. So it's cool hearing all of the baseball side of it and the skills and the abilities and all that. What is the thing that is non-baseball skill related that was maybe the biggest like wake up call moment that you have to deal with as a vintage ball player?
That's a good question. I would say so. I think my brother talked about on the podcast how we learned the game was from Ed Schumann.
Yep.
It like the gentleman side of it from that perspective. It I don't know. I was a cocky little kid, you know what I'm saying? And so like coming from it from the historical perspective and making sure we were doing it correctly and in that format, it took some getting used to me.
Ed's such a good dude.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that perspective now because like if to this day, if I hit a ball and you throw me out first base in a bang bang play and I know it, I'm out. Like I'm going to tell you I'm out. Whereas seventh grade me wouldn't have said that. I'd be like, oh, you know. But I think it's taught me more than just like be a gentleman during that. Like, I don't know. Like I want to win fair, I guess, and it made a big impact on me with that.
Do you see that with like other teams that you might be playing? Like there's that seventh grade version of you is like a 30-year-old on some other team, and it just does it burn you up inside, or does it like, do you get mad because they're not playing the game right, or how do you feel when you see that?
I get where it's coming from, so I don't get too upset about it. I understand. Part of me gets even more competitive and be like, you know what? You cheat, and I'm still going to beat you playing fair.
There you go. Oh man.
But no, I do see it, and it's not too big of a deal to me. I mean, I get it. But I feel like it's getting more competitive, which is a good thing in my eyes. I like that. I mean, again, I'm coming from that competitive background. I love the competitiveness of the sport. I think it's just a fun sport. Like take out anything else and there was like a professional version of this, I would play it. Like this is really fun to me. And I think a lot of people that try it for the first time find that out. Anybody I bring over from the baseball world that was doing men's softball or something like that, they try it and they go like, this is a thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. Like we have guys that come to our home tournament and are old baseball guys, and they're like, hey, how do I join? I'm like, you can't, but form another team. Well, I'm like, form another team. Why can't we have two teams from Alliance? You know, like we could play each other all the time. But
oh man,
yeah,
How boring would that get?
whatever.
Jeff Kozlowski will tell you how boring that is.
Yeah. Well, it has its ups and its downs. We found that when we have two teams, it creates for a good ball game because we know how each other are and we can do it. But at the same time, that I think to Mark's point about that fire that you get about I'm going to play hard, like when it's just you against you, it's that competitiveness doesn't always come out.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, Mark.
Well, I was just gonna kind of comment on like how it seems like it's evolved to be more tournament based and stuff. Because when we first started, like I don't think there was any tournaments. There was events, like even like it might be round robins, but you never even said there was really a winner. Like even like I think Akron Cup back in the day was just like you just showed up and played a few games and it was fun. Because I remember when we first started playing tournaments. I remember the first big one, Rudy, was Battle for Ohio.
Oh,
it was like the most fun thing that we ever did.
Oh,
dude, I loved it.
Oh,
and I remember Ohio versus Michigan at Detroit on the lake or on the river. That was there's like barges going by. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. So we were facing the Blues in the semifinals that game.
Yep.
And we were up. Okay. We were up like 1 or 2 runs. And they were the home team. It was the bottom of the last inning. They had bases loaded, 2 outs. Thunder hits right beside home plate, and we stopped. Yeah. And they're like, no, we had. And I was like, no, you didn't. But so, yeah. I can talk about
it.
Well,
but
it's
it's funny. Hang on, real
topic.
quick. Wait, real quick, Barrel Roller. It's funny that he talked about he talked about how like the question was there's that 7th grade 30-year-old and you're gonna get more competitive and you're gonna beat them the right way. This is why whenever we play the Alliance Crossing Rails, we want them happy. We want them to be enjoying themselves and having a good time. The last time we played them, I sent a chili dog over to the kid that hit 2 home runs. I was like, hey, bud.
He loved that. He was so happy, dude.
I was like, that kid's too fast and he's too strong. Send him a chili dog. And so like we got to keep, because I don't want guys that hit like they do to be angry because someone will go to the hospital. And so like, I mean, and I love the fact Jeff said it, Cougar said it. Ed is fantastic. Ed Schumann is a treasure of Northeast Ohio vintage baseball. And the fact that he is kind of directly involved in the growth of the community in that area is just a testament to how strong that community is and the quality of clubs in that community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How do you feel right now that you're going to be that club soon?
Oh, geez. Well, you're making me feel old now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like the teams in Ohio is kind of, I don't know if they've disappeared throughout the years because there used to be the Hoover Sweepers.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the Mules in a while.
They do Canal Days on the Sunday of Akron Cup. So they can't come to Akron Cup because it's a 2-day event. And so they keep missing out.
One of my favorite things is every year we used to play Mansfield in front of the Reformatory.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Half of it was like asphalt though. you try to make a play and your leg would be gone.
Think about that. Think about that. Cause that's going to come up on you pretty quickly. Before you know it, you'll be like the clubs will be coming to you and looking to you. And you're going to have to, that beard, that luscious dark beard is going to start getting some little salt and pepper in it. Right, I got 3. I see 3 hairs, y'all.
It's coming in. It's coming.
Mark, my question was going back to a comment you made earlier about how it started out your vintage career. There wasn't very many tournaments, and now there is. It brings up a point that we can all comment on. It seems like there's competitive vintage baseball players that really look forward to the tournament atmosphere, and those are the gentlemen who seem to kind of find something better to do when there's a single match against blah blah blah. And then you have the older generation, which doesn't like the tournament situation necessarily. And so they are the ones that kind of find something better to do in a tournament situation, as they're really in for more of the fun and the experience and everything. And when you have a club that's kind of half and half, you're in big trouble. It sounds like Alliance is a lot younger and does not have this situation that some clubs have. It seems vintage baseball should be in one boat rowing the same way, but we are actually, like every other aspect of life on this planet with human beings, rowing in the opposite directions. Everyone thinks that doing tournaments and playing competitive vintage baseball is wrong. And then the other half is like, why am I doing this if I'm not trying to win? And Mark, I just wanted to get your comments on that.
Okay. I would say first, our team. I think we have a unique team because we really do have a blend. We have young guys that are my buddies, that are great baseball players, but we still have like my Uncle Joe, he's gonna probably kill me. I don't know, late 50s. I think something like that.
Ancient.
But like, but what's interesting is like my family that's older like that. So we have a few 50-year-old guys, and they call me 2 nights before to discuss the lineup because they want to win just as bad. It's just kind of in my family's like genetics, I guess. But like if Brent can't be there, he'll call me and we'll talk for 3 hours after a game. But just like play by play it. But I would say, so to answer your question, I'm sorry. So you were saying it's tough to get those guys to the games basically because they don't. So we used to do home and away matches, like just you come here this year, next year we go there, and we were always cool with that. So my team has never had an issue with showing up. Except that one time, my Uncle Joe's gonna call me after this. Well, that one time in 2017, I'm like, dude, okay. But so, but we never really had that issue. We just enjoyed playing, honestly. But I don't know. It's tough because I don't really have.
Which part do you enjoy more when you're playing vintage baseball? Do you like to go away for a full day and play in a tournament, or do you prefer just the single game 3-hour tour?
I will say this: home games are very nice. Being able to not drive, because that is an issue for sure for a lot of people. It'll be interesting to see because my friends, our age group, like my left fielder Jared and me, like he is having a kid in January, and I just had a kid this summer. So like,
oh, it's over. No, it's over.
Well, I got him a vintage baseball onesie. He's good. Like he's coming down. but because our team is very, like when I say my family and friends, like the friends that play are like family. So we're all like a big unit. Like we just went to Kelly's Island this past weekend to play the Blues, and we all rent a house up there and stay together, and it's a blast. But no, I mean, dude, I love competition. I really do. But I miss home games, especially because we have the castle. The castle is awesome. If you haven't seen it, Rudy, I know you have. And it's like because we host the tournament, and that's the only time we get to play there, which kind of sucks because we can do it whenever we want. But I just don't know if teams would make the trip because, like you said, like does anybody want to come just for a game? You almost feel the pressure to invite more than one team. I don't know.
Let me do the sales pitch for you here, Mark. I mean, it has been a minute since I have been up to play in Alliance, but it's a fantastic venue, and they're a great club. And I know I've said this on about various clubs throughout the course of this podcast and all its iterations with the YouTube channel and everything, but you want to play the Alliance Crossing Rails. Like if you want to prepare your club, say you're a Michigan team and you're like, man, I want to play a team that's going to help me prepare for the state cup or help me prepare for the world tournament, or you're going out to Gettysburg and you want to play like a team that's going to be quick and good and and hit the ball really well. Get the Alliance Crossing Rails on your schedule. Go see them.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the funnest things that we've done was there was one year, your brother played on the team, whether the Wild Things or the Wild Bandits or something. They're all black and they were like a bunch of different teams. I talked to them and they're like, yeah, we'll come down and play. We did an October game. They just came down. We did like a doubleheader at our field. This was a couple years ago, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
Because I mean, football hits and pretty much game over, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love October baseball. Yeah,
it's so good.
I love October baseball. I always thought it'd be kind of cool to get some like an Oktoberfest type deal. That'd be kind of sweet. But
did you hear that barrel roller?
Not saying anything to the best promoter in the baseball, but Oktoberfest would be pretty cool.
Oktoberfest in Frankenmuth is in May.
Oh, is it?
Not that I'm doing anything in Frankenmuth anymore, but there was a time when I tried to line up the Vintage Baseball Festival with Oktoberfest. Would that not have been glorious? But the dates just never lined up.
Yeah.
It was no, it's not called Oktoberfest, obviously. It's called
The beer fest.
I don't
Like
know.
their world World Beer
Fest?
Expo.
It's not the beer, it's not the World Expo of beer. That's when people come around, all the distributors and breweries all over the state and other states too, just come and give you samplings of all the stuff you've never tried before and stuff they're trying to tell you is good.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. I don't know. Maybe it was in October. I don't remember for sure. I've kind of blocked Frankenmuth out. Hey, Mark, your home field, does it have room for 2.5 fields by chance?
We think it has room for 3. I think
Did
we
you
got.
Did you just hear
Rudy,
that?
do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going.
I have no clue where you're going with this, but
Mark doesn't listen to the show.
Well, he will
Rudy,
now. He will.
Mark
have a
doesn't
newborn.
listen to the show.
But me and my brother, we were mapping out a 3rd field, and I think we got it. I think there's
All
a
right, Mark, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this pitch right on the air. I'm not even going to mess around in emails and stuff. I have Rudy and I have an event we want to put on.
Okay.
It's not for clubs. It's for 96 individual vintage baseball players.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a double elimination tournament.
Okay.
Once all the teams are drawn out of a hat,
Okay.
the order that you're drawn out of the hat, just like in the captain's match in Frankenmuth, the order you draw out of the hat
Is the lineup.
is your batting lineup. So you don't even have to worry about batting lineup. Once you lose, you go into the losers bracket. And every match after that, obviously, if you lose again in the losers bracket, you're done. If you keep winning in the losers bracket, you're still playing on a different team every round because everybody's names are going back into the hat. So what you will have in the finals is one team that has not lost, and you will have one team of guys that have played with 3 or 4. Don't know it off the top of my head. Different incarnations of a vintage baseball team to get to the finals. If that team beats the undefeated team in the finals, then everybody has one loss, and all the names go back into the hat again. And then there's 2, and then the 2 teams are drawn, and then there's the championship match. So whoever wins, wins. And that is the Roller Out the Barrel Classic. Now, what goes along with that is the Mightiest Striker and the Gingerly Gentleman, and hopefully there's no rain. And we also do the other skills contest that we had in Frankenmuth, where we determined the vintage baseballist of the year, or there was the targets, the throwing and the hitting of the targets and all that. And it'll change a little bit because that was our first time, so we have to, Frankenstein it up and figure out what was good and what was bad, and then what other skills things. But that would be the half field. The 2 fields, well, the 3 fields would take care of tournament play until you got to a certain point, and then one of the fields would get knocked down to half the field where the skills things would happen in the Mightiest Striker and everything at the end of the day. So just want to throw that out there. It could also be a 2-day event, but I just want to throw it out there. You talk with your brother and say, wow, we could bring something here.
If Brent's listening right now, he's probably like shaking. He loves, dude. You get him with the promoter stuff, he gets into it. I'll tell you what, our main field, Rudy, for Mightiest Striker with the pond would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Hey, San Francisco Giants, somebody with a canoe.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Was it Cubby's Cove? Yes. Get some.
That'd be so sweet. Because if you hit the pond in the air, you win. Like it's a shot.
Yeah.
It's probably like 350, 340, but
We could put Feeney in a canoe and he could do live on location from the pond. Like I'm in
I'm better.
Good vintage canoe.
Yeah, you can. It's got to be like wood.
Yeah, it's got to be deer skin.
And by the way, all of our events that we do donate money to ALS, the chapter of wherever the event is at. So yeah, that's something to think about too.
I'll talk to Brent about it, see what he has to say about it. I think it'd be pretty dang cool.
Look at that.
Dude,
I don't have any.
I love stuff like this, you know? I always want to play. Like, so like talking with my team this year, we've played less games throughout the years, and they're kind of sad about it. And I'm like, all right, so next year we might try to load up. I think we're doing silver ball for the first time, which we're like really excited about. Because us and the Cleveland Blues, we're pretty tight because we've played forever together, and like we go to Kelly's Island, and so we were talking with them about it, and we played that Spring Creek earlier this year.
Oh yeah,
it's up in there too. Their captain, we talked, and so I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, and it works. Like shrinking the schedule, like just not shrinking. Making the schedule more deliberate, that it works so like you don't, as you mentioned earlier, so many clubs have kind of faded away because they can't maintain engagement and recruitment. So like focusing your schedule is really great until you get to that point where you get that like, hey, we want to let's beef it up a little bit. Let's add some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Not overload it. Like,
yeah,
we play, I would say once, and then there's some months where you play twice.
Yeah.
Just like weekends. And so silver ball would be pretty cool. And we were invited to Gettysburg, and we're interested. It's a hike. It's far. But
it's an investment.
But if you're talking about like a sport that's based off of history, how do you not try Gettysburg at least once? Like that sounds so.
You gotta do it once.
And
so we want to try it and see how it goes. I think
I will tell you that if you want to play some
Oh.
clubs that they're of your quality, like
we've as far as East Coast team, I don't know, like would you say like the Rochester teams are East Coast?
Yeah like yeah,
because I don't think they played the open stealing like. So like the silver ball, I think they told me was fly roll, but still like the 2-step lead.
Yeah.
Look on Seal on the Muff.
I think they're an older group in Rochester, I think.
But as far as East Coast teams with that rule style, we've only played Brooklyn, I think.
Yeah, I would love to see you guys in the Dairyman.
Dairyman?
I mean, yeah, Seabear. Yeah, I would love to see an Alliance Crossing Rails and a Dairyman game. That would be amazing.
Like, how many teams are actually out on the East Coast?
Oh my gosh,
there are a bunch.
There's a lot, but I don't think there's as many as there are in the Midwest.
There are.
The Midwest is kind of saturated the market. Okay, so there's like 3,000 teams in the Midwest. There's a lot of teams in the East. But we make them look like there's not a lot of teams because of what we do.
Hey,
but
about East versus West. Why don't we get like a big take back Ohio, Michigan, just blow it out in proportion. Let's go East.
The cool thing about the East Coast is you hear about there's a team in Connecticut and New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania, but they're all really close to each other. Because of the configuration of the states. So it sounds more travel-y than it really is.
Yeah.
So you could actually so if you go out to an event other than Silver Ball, you could still wind up at an event that like the Doc Adams Festival at Old Bethpage would be another thing in New York to travel to play all of these teams.
Well, yeah, like for us, if we could play Cincinnati, I mean that's what 4 hour?
Yeah, that's a hike. Hey,
same state.
You know what? I wanted to take this opportunity because you did, and I'm helping you out as a young person with a new child and a wife. Are you at the 2-year anniversary mark of your wedding, your marriage? When was that?
Well, we've been together since high school.
Yeah,
so-
but like, are you anniversary of the marriage? So like, listen, it matters. I know you can say like she's my high school sweetheart, but listen, I want you to take some time to talk about how you met your lovely wife so she can hear you talking about her on a globally rated podcast. So go on.
So she had a massive crush on me in high school.
Yeah.
I remember she grabbed my flip phone and
Whoa, I'm glad you said flip phone. Oh,
she
jeez.
put Marissa with a heart as my background. And I was like, okay.
Whatever happened to the days of just wearing each other's sweatshirts or
Yeah.
wearing each other's coats?
The Letterman.
Where did you take your high school sweethearts so you probably don't even remember what was your first official date? And I don't mean hanging out. I mean, when did Mark put on his big boy pants and actually do a date with his future wife?
Well, our first date, I just went to her house and we hung out with her parents and watched I think it was Rob Zombie's Halloween movie.
Oh my God.
It was
The first
was
was it the first one or the second one?
Do you cuss on this podcast?
You can't. Yeah.
There's
Do I get a pass?
there's
I remember one thing, and they called somebody a fucktard, and I was like, "What is going on?"
I don't remember which one that is.
It's on the first night. Well, and so because her dad, I mean, so my father-in-law Jim, I mean, we're super. He's basically my dad now, and he plays on the team. He's our first and third baseman, pitches sometimes. So I even got him involved in the team, and he's really good too. But so our first date was we watched Rob Zombie's Halloween with her parents.
Hey,
Okay,
Joe
so
Roller,
that's
that
your
was
first-
2007.
This
Yeah.
would have been
Dude, I can't believe that movie was 16 years ago for one reason. I'm a huge Halloween fan. So that's why I was asking part 1 or part 2, because
I
the
think it's
second
two,
Rob
because
Zombie,
we
the
started
second
dating.
one is trash.
I think that's the one we watched because we dated in 2010.
Wow.
But I want to know, that's not a date. That's just hanging out at home. And that's what high school students do. I want to know, when you took money out of your pocket and paid for a date, where was the first date you went on?
Oh man, I don't even know. She was a softball player and I was a baseball player, so there's a lot of just going to each other's games. I don't even know, man.
Was your wedding reception your first date?
Yeah. Our wedding reception was sweet. That's why we waited so long so we could have some money. I'm still in debt from that wedding reception. But no, she's played a few times on the team, actually. She's actually not bad. I give her so much crap though when she messes up. I remember dude, this past weekend. So she had our baby in June, and Brent was on his way up to Kelly's Island and he had a flat tire. And I was like, oh, of course. I was like, are you sure? Or are you just at home like drinking because Jimmy? But so I was like, Marissa, you got it? And she's like, yeah, I'll play. So she played vintage baseball against the Blues after 3 months of having a baby. So that was pretty cool. And I was up to bat and I hit a deep fly ball to center field with 1 out and she's on third base and she doesn't tag up.
Oh,
She can hear me right now.
Oh gosh. Okay, no, that's a hole. That's a trap. That's a trap.
She played college softball. She knows the tag up.
No, Mark. No.
She's just a
Stop.
conservative, maybe just a conservative.
No.
I have to give her.
We care about you, Mark. Stop. Just no. And on that note,
I'm sorry.
years years of experience of marriages, ones that worked and ones that didn't. Thank you. No,
Nice flex.
we don't ever say that. hey, wisdom is from failure. I think everybody can agree to that.
Is that?
Am I right?
Yeah.
That's how you get wisdom.
Wait, I just got a text from her.
It's just a middle
is it
finger.
an eye roll? It's two eyes rolling. That's all it is.
Oh yeah.
For the listeners out there, there's a very fantastic one of the Olsen twins doing an eye roll gif there. That's great.
Did you have to get past the Marissa with the heart dotted eye screenshot to get to that too?
Still the same background.
Just so you know, that future fight could have been avoided.
No, it's okay. It's worth it.
Well, Mark, we certainly are glad that you joined us tonight so we get to know you better in the vintage baseball community all over the country, except for Utah. They're stupid. They don't have any vintage baseball. Got to know you better. And if you listen to these episodes, you knew I was going to blindside you with the whole tournament idea. But also, we do a little thing called giving you the old pepper at the end of these episodes. These are quick questions with quick answers. No pressure,
Okay.
but it actually has music. Here we go. Mark, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla. Classic.
What is your favorite baseball smell?
A new glove. That leather. Can't beat it.
How do you eat an Oreo?
Not really a big fan of Oreos. It's not my cookie choice. I'm weird, man. I like oatmeal raisin cookies.
Not even vanilla Oreos?
I mean, I could eat them.
Even-
I guess I would just eat the whole thing at once.
I have never heard
Ah.
someone say I prefer oatmeal raisin cookies.
Oh, dude, they're unbelievable.
No, oatmeal raisin's pretty good. They're not my favorite, but they're definitely a top fiver. Mark, name a pet peeve of yours.
Oh, not tagging up at third base. That's
Oh, no. No, Mark.
I just heard her yell, Jesus Christ.
No. Paper, rock, or scissors?
I think people are usually too lazy and they'll just go with rock, so you got to go paper.
You have strong opinions, Mark. If there was an actor to play you in a movie, who do you think would do the best job?
Oh, Zach Galifianakis.
Wow, you're way off on that. What is your third favorite color?
Third favorite?
Yes.
Blue.
What was the first car you ever had?
Oh my God, the gas meter didn't work. I ran out of gas so many times. It was a Bonneville.
Ooh, a Pontiac.
It was an old one. I used to get I was the first one to get my license. We had 9 kids in that car. So illegal.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yes.
Hey, whoa. We don't need to laugh.
No.
I love
There's
it.
no
I mean,
laughing.
I think it's pretty sweet.
It was at Christmas time, right?
yeah, oh yeah.
They're phenomenal.
They're great.
Dork. Name a vegetable that you refuse to eat.
What sucks? I don't like corn. Yeah, I don't like corn.
What the hell is going on around here?
What? It's
Dude, we get Mark Pisanello on the show. We think he's like the greatest guy in vintage baseball. He comes on here trashing his wife. He doesn't eat Oreos and he doesn't eat corn.
not much.
Corn doesn't digest well.
My
Well,
wife actually yelled that to me. She's like, "Hey, you don't like corn?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't like corn."
All right, we'll we'll end it with this. Give us your Mount Rushmore of your favorite. Not vintage. I'm interested in your 4 favorite Major League Baseball players of all time.
Okay. Growing up, definitely Ken Griffey Jr., just the swag he had. Roberto Clemente. I used to be a right fielder. Love that dude. I actually have his little figure on my desk at work. I have a Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead too. Sorry. I would say Omar Vizquel is pretty pimp.
Ooh.
And then you ready for this one?
Oh God.
Best hitter of all time.
Say
Barry
your wife.
Barry
wife.
Barry
Bonds.
Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Kirk Gibson. What happened?
Hot
Who? Barry
takes
Bonds.
happening here.
Hey, I don't care how strong you are. You have to hit that ball. Okay? It helps the pitchers more, and they were all juicing too. So
There you go. Wow. Love it.
Are we about to have a steroid talk?
dude, I'm pretty passionate about this.
Woo.
So you think every steroider? Oh my God! This has no reflection. I don't know Rudy's opinion on this. I've never shared my opinion on this. So Mark's going to get all the hate mail. Mark,
Let's go.
you think every Reuter should be in the Hall of Fame if they have the numbers?
You know what? Sure, because I bet you there's a lot of them that didn't test positive that really were juicing too. I guarantee it.
So, in your eyes, no baseball player was cheating because they were all cheating.
Pretty much.
Is there anybody who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because of something they did?
Ooh. Did anybody kill a guy? I don't know.
Probably. Didn't Ty
weren't
Cobb
good,
almost kill a guy?
They weren't good. Ty Cobb
They
only
weren't.
killed black guys.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. No, actually,
I don't know. I feel like if you got the stats, you deserve it, man. I don't know.
Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Joe
Dude,
Jackson
wants
should
team
be
to
in the Hall
win.
of Fame.
Come on. He was confident. He knew he was going to win.
Joe Jackson should be in the Hall of Fame.
Did they win that?
They did.
No.
They win?
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
You talking about Pete Rose?
Oh no, I'm not talking about Pete Rose.
Oh, who are you
Because-
talking about?
Because he bet on his team to win, right?
Yeah. He
Did
never
they-
bet on him to lose. No, he always bet on him to win.
They would win.
True.
Yeah.
What was the other one he said?
Joe Jackson.
I really don't know too much about him.
He took money to lose the World Series.
Oh, yeah, get him out. Yeah, that's bad.
Oh no, the Cougar is shaking with rage. Look at him.
No,
Why would you
we'll
do
bring
that to him,
Cougar in
Barrel
here.
Roller?
Okay, because he's gonna just pounce on me because I said Joe Jackson took money to lose the World Series. So let me tell you what Jeff Kozlowski's gonna come in here and do. He's gonna come in here and tell us his stat line from the World Series and tell us how could a man batting this well in the World Series be taking money? It's because
I got to hear
it's
that.
because
Wait, I need to hear this. What did he do?
Go ahead,
He-
Cougar.
no, I'm finishing my point. How did shoeless Joe Jackson deliberately try to lose the World Series if he did so well in the World Series? It's obvious. The answer is he didn't have to do that bad because everybody around him was doing bad enough to lose the World Series. So he could just go ahead and play baseball, but he still took money. Jeff Kozlowski is about to burn me down. Go, Jeff.
No, you know what? No. I'm going to sit in my corner and pout.
He's not gonna fall for your trap, Barrel Roller.
He was a simple man that was taken advantage of, and that's all you're going to get out of me.
I love it. You know what, Mark? That's a solid Mount Rushmore. I like that. That's a
I
solid.
want to eat on Barry Bonds, man.
I know, man.
I'm just saying. I appreciate that though.
I will not comment on the steroids, but I will say Barry Bonds without steroids, still a Hall of Famer.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I got a story about him real quick.
Go for it.
do it. Do it.
So, when I was in college, I was balls deep into learning about plate approaches. Okay. And I came across a very interesting article or book or something. And it was about an eye doctor that used to work for MLB teams. And he created this is an old guy, created a vision test. And it had to do with had hand-eye coordination involved, but mostly it was vision and reaction time. Okay. And when he did these tests, he had like rankings, right? Saying like scores, right?
Mhm.
And that he had Barry Bonds his first year being drafted. And he went after his test, went straight to the manager, I think it was Pittsburgh at the time. And he said, I've never had a person get even close to a perfect before. And he just killed this thing. Put him in your starting lineup right now. So they knew just from a vision and reaction time test that the guy was special. And I would argue, like, if you look at that season where he was either walking or hitting a home run, like his numbers are out of this world.
Mhm.
It shows you the hand-eye coordination, like it's just that it's mind-boggling to me.
What's also interesting is how your Mount Rushmore of your favorite players of all time is also really close to the Mount Rushmore of biggest dicks in baseball of all time, except for Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
So Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr., and Omar Vizquel. I don't know what he was like as a player, but I can tell you he was on the Tigers coaching staff, and he was not a pleasant human being.
But the swag, dude, it was off.
I mean, he wasn't a pleasant human being because he was on the Tigers coaching staff. Let's be clear.
Whoa, those are jobs. Those are American jobs you're talking about, Rudy. Everybody would love to be a Major League Baseball coach, no matter what team they're on. They're building resumes. They're building experience. Don't tell me Omar Vizquel ever thought, oh, I'm on the Tigers. No, he loved it. Where is he today? I don't know where he is today.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was watching MLB Network back in the day. Do you remember Felix Hernandez, the pitcher?
Yeah.
When he was like dominant at the very beginning, like came in the league, just slider broke like this much. Barry Bonds was the hitting coach for the Marlins. This is when I think it was when they first did that big change.
Yeah.
Like field and everything. He was the hitting coach. So he's an old guy. And I forget it was something about on the MLB Network, but they said a story about it. And Felix Hernandez was as cocky as could be. He was talking smack, and Barry Bonds was trying to give advice to him, and he was talking smack to Barry Bonds. And Barry Bonds said, okay, MFer, let's go. So he stepped to the plate, and he threw him a fastball, and Barry Bonds hit a home run.
I don't believe this story.
No,
It was from the MLB Network. So
No.
I'm just saying. He knew a fastball was coming. So, like, it wasn't like, hey, whatever. But he said you could get a fastball. He went out. Check it out. I don't know. Might be wrong. Check the
Barry
article.
Bonds. I think he only lasted in Miami for 1 year as a hitting coach because of what an a-hole he is.
Because
the general manager hated Barry Bonds. The owner's the one that wanted to bring him in, and the players didn't like him. So it is a case of when you get super talented at something, it's much easier to do it than teach it.
100%.
And I believe that is what happened with Barry Bonds and his illustrious hitting coach career. Yeah. Not you, Mark. Barry Bonds. Anyway, Mark, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you next year at the Roller Alta Barrel Classic. Rudy, why don't you go ahead and get everybody out of here?
Oh, hey, friends. For Cougar, the Barrel Roller, and the mightiest striker in all of the land, Mark Pisanello, I'm the Swamp Fox, and I want you to know that whether you call heads or tails, you're either going to win the toss or you're going to lose it.
Damn, that's accurate.
You're Mark Pisanello on the bat toss, you lose every time. Can't win it.
I love it.
All right, we will see you guys. Don't forget, go to our YouTube channel. You can check out Mark Pisanello winning the Mightiest Striker. It's a 4-minute video. Chill out and just watch it. There's also the Gingerly Gentleman. There's also video of all of our previous, not all of them, but a lot of our previous interviews. So you can watch the video of the interview in these Zooms, and also a plethora of matches that Rudy and I together or away from each other solo are calling matches all over the country in vintage baseball, and you can watch the video of said matches. And Jeff Kozlowski's in some of those too. Oh, it's crazy. You must subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are so far away from being able to go live on YouTube, but we're going to keep fighting. You must subscribe.